Looks like it is going to convert to the Renegades round. Still 4 hearts. Beating Valda yet to make impact in this one. But it all started off with just a bit of an apps pop.
Yeah, and this is the highest rated player for OG in the group so far, Valda. But a 1-on-4 with no kit. The bomb over halfway ticked. Probably not going to be around. He has too much stock in, seeing if he can hold on to that Kevlar, maybe grab a kill or two. But as we can see, Renegades, they don't want anything to do with him.
Now, the Nico move does definitely seem to make sense in terms of firepower. Admittedly, this is a stand-in in his current juncture. I believe it's been presented as.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of that is, hey, let's wait until we get the contract.
I think
stuff.
so. Yeah, bingo. So it's just a bit of a grey blur, but certainly a firepower upgrade, and I don't think that's contested by many. But my point is that hearing Valda talk about, his experiences with Nico in the past, I imagine that combined with his success in the trial, is going to be a big contributor as to why he's here and why he's been spotted as the gameplay that Valda's seen from him in the past.
Yeah, I think when we look at these type of scenarios when you're changing players, especially someone as seasoned and experienced as MBK who could pop off, right? It just wasn't we're expecting him to do it all the time.
It's not like he was even the lowest fragger, MBK was delivering.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I think you just want a bit more consistency in this team because in OG, we've seen Mantu pop off, Valda, Alexi has his games. We need somebody who can be a more consistent player. And if that's Nico, if he can bring that, then maybe that's what OG need.
It's what Valda described him as. Someone that just knows how to do his role. He'll do what's required of him for the team, but also have the mechanical ability. He hasn't done much damage to him, and that's a great trade. He's not going to find the second headshot. Mantu will find some body shots into hats, and it's actually enough to convert.
Well, at least they applied pressure here and got a couple of trades. This does look bad for Renegades because they've, well, lost 2 players, but they've got the utility and the firepower.
It's not far out of the realms of possibility. With a single smoke, it is on Nico. That's the pit player. So it does bank on them testing Mantu or not testing Mantu should they have a chance to rot this clock further. 50 seconds. This is responsible for long close quarters and a nervous jiggle as they do start to mantle. Time has been getting the better of Renegades at various intervals. They've got so much util. If Alistair goes down with all of that, it's not going to happen. He chunks him with the MP5, 2 remaining. It is Nico, the new addition.
Still problems, though.
Yeah, if he could deny that plant somehow. He hears Sicko Graveyard. Bang, bang! 1 frag in the bag.
The AK dropped to him.
AK's been gifted to him. Oh dear, Sicko, strong arms on him. Alistair's only got an MP5. This could get really awkward. It still is awkward. They've got armor, they've got weapons, and they got time to push the issue here.
Well, Malta's coming back around.
Yeah, it could be around in the bag with Mantu's flank hit. Or the flank on Mantu, rather. There he goes. And Nico, he's making it as costly as he can. Knows the fight's on shore, and it's a hard spray to hit, but it was his only chance. The 10-second hold, what do you reckon?
He's gonna give it a crack.
Nah, he's not even. He'll go down. Malta picking himself up the ceiling of the deal. 2-0, and that is going to be OG. I mean, this is where, Chad, I have to turn to your expert analysis.
Yeah.
You've just fully invested as a second-round force. It comes down to a situation like this, where you've made them rebuy all of the goodies, all the bibblies and the bobblies. Do you just have to swallow your pride?
You do. You can do a couple of light pistol upgrades like P250s, maybe some HEs, but you don't want to reinvest.
With the bomb down, they're swelling with confidence and finances.
And if you lose this next one, consider how long it'll be till you do have a gun round, right? So instead, they're just going to gamble stack all 5 members over towards this B bomb site. And right now, it's looking good because the bomb from Renegades is in banana. Utility is set up. And
actually, yeah.
It might work. The trap being sprung here. As soon as Nico flashes, they're all going to pounce on this, see if they can catch them in the choke point as they try and make their way across the pool.
This looks like a proper calculated pop flash. There'll be no one turning from this. Bonk! Right in his face. Alistair so dead. This is the one to put the bullet in the head. And now perhaps realizing this might be a stack. Look at the panic button. Oh dear, Renegades are going to get flustered after that one. Alexi tries to punish everyone, swinging out into the MAC-10. Inns pockets himself a quick 1,200 of pocket change. And Malta not willing to take any risks on his own. He knows he has the man advantage. And despite the site being clear, they're of course working that out for themselves now.
So they should be able to make their way onto the site. Inns is making it even easier. Yesterday, Inns was hitting a couple of good ones on Dust 2. And all in all, I think that the problem that Renegades find themselves in with all these holes they have to plug, like a coach, in-game leader change, back in Europe after a year needing to get their individual ability up to scratch. There are so many things that they are working against right now. And when you have to make the choice of, do we do everything we can to win right here, which may not be better for us in the longevity of the team, or do we try and get as much practice and see if we can make ourselves a better team in the long run? And that's a hard question to answer. As Mantu wants to hold on to this Deagle.
I've really enjoyed Mantu's arrival on the scene. I think OG was a really interesting home for him, and the fact he's thrived within this environment has been really enjoyable to watch. I saw some of his clips he's been pulling off recently as well. The dude is mechanically gifted.
He did have that injury middle of last year as well, so good to see he's recovered from it and still holding on to that form. I think everyone will lay down their guns here as just a couple of warning shots.
And he's actually got style as well. The Dragon Law knife with the yellow gloves kind of looks legit.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's a combo you can work with?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate when we get a little bit of like a fashion twist, you know, as long as there's some, you know, what's the word, contrasting or complementary. Thank you. That's the word.
Look, my mum bought me a lot of matching clothes when I was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and I never wore any of them. I don't know why. I don't know how as a kid I didn't want to wear anything that matched. But
well, they say, you know, fashion's cyclical. Maybe you should try it on now.
Okay, we'll give it a crack. It might still be at home. There's a 3-man banana lane coming in from OG. Standard stuff, but they're not going to fight for too much aggressive banana control. Renegades, they don't want anything to do with it either. Hats will be limping in late. We've got a close mid setup right now. As you can see, Nico with all that work to do and up close towards that boiler room. Smoke gets dropped. That's going to hold them at bay for their mid control here. And
I do want to highlight as well that the analyst desk, specifically Yanko, was very complimentary of OG's CT setups on Inferno. So a big determining factor for Renegades is not only getting off to a good start, but as we get into the real meat of this half, keep your eyes out for how many T rounds we accrue on that Renegade side. It's Inns and Malta trying to sell this fake as best they can. They'll be containing the A players, and it looks like actually the B players have struck gold. Hats has caught a nade, and Valda's tight line is converted onto Alistair. That's 2 frags opened up. Malta's walked up mid. Perfect timing to catch Nico if he can punish and thread this needle, but a bit lackadaisical across the corner. Issa was ready. Back to A for Sicko. Bomb on his back, but the read is there. The OG have got the numbers in the right place again.
yeah, they didn't rotate over towards that B hole by any means, and Valda's probably going to lock on top mid.
Oh, Inns does react just in time to keep the round going. 6 points of health separating him from this round. The first for OG on the CT side, a 2-1 split of their remaining resources.
Giving it a go, is he? He didn't hang around. There was a bit of conversation coming out of him. There is only those 15 seconds left now, so if he does want to try and get onto the site, we'll have to force the fight against Mantu. And he hits the shot.
Yeah, not ready for this though. Trying to get that bomb plant. Can't fault him. Nice work to force another rebuy. Vista will recover the AWP. And we do see OG's first.
Not ready for this, is I think could be the Renegades tagline. Yanko pointed it out very well with the skybox in the pre-show about them rotating and not understanding what's open. We've spoken about it during the cast, them getting caught with knives out. And then we've seen already twice in this game where they found a kill and they think they have a gap. They pull their knife out, they start running, they get caught off guard. I think that's the difference in what we see from the Renegades guys and the top teams within Europe.
Could this be an example of bad habits ingrained by dominating a domestic region, and those gaps they think they're threading are present domestically but not in a European soil?
Yeah, look, if you have the indication as the best team in the region and you start putting pressure on the B bomb site and some trades happen, you're going to expect a rotation or two, right? Here, not the case, right? Renegades, they are running into a brick wall. They're not reading the rotations correctly.
I'm really glad we got to capture that from Issa's POV, so shout outs to Rushley. Just seeing that tiny shoulder jiggle. Very safe way to get info on App's presence, and you can see what their response has been. Incendiary boiler, smoke towards Balk. And Issa continuing to have no issues. He's partnered up with Nico for a frag apiece.
Yeah, full banana aggression right now as well, so they're locked on in. If they want to go back, it has to be through Alexi B with the M4 and Valdo down close with the MP9. Totaled up on the A side as
Nice
well.
shot.
And wow, Malta's hit a bit of a banger.
He certainly has. Rings Issa's belt. Another deep smoke, like, ugh, it's very, very suffocating.
If they regroup and all three try and take out Valda, that could be one option to getting them onto the B bomb site, but it's hard to get through. There's no armor, well, no head armor other than Malta, so the rest of them, Sicko and Hats, will be stripped by the MP9.
Sounds hot. Enough for Valda, gets his info and opts for the elevated position. He knows he's against Eagles. He's expecting their crosshair to be placed at the right height and enables him to take the first fight. Sicko's last on his list. Nice shots from the AWPer. Hits it with the Deeg. Needs one more. Mantu denies. We see OG continue to pick themselves up around in consecutive fashion. 2-3.
Yeah, I think here with the addition of Nico, still OG are the heavy favorites in this one, right? We saw them up against Big the other day. They were looking pretty good just there. I think when you're pulling out a player like MBK and a team like OG who've been together for a very long period of time, there can be some teething issues, especially with the way that you communicate, but Nico seems to be slotting in quite nicely. He's actually the second highest rated player for OG in this group so far. Mantu's getting aggressive. Flashed off, so they've been able to corral him back, but he's a teammate who's dropped a big nade there.
Really nice stuff from Issa. Lands right on Hats, and wow, he's spurred forward. The flashes are perfect. Will they check the corner? They're not. They're not. No way. Backs are turned, but it's even trades. Nico fell. Only Issa on A. The rotate's coming in, and Malta's just strafing into the site. He's got Graveyard. They've got so much control. The smoke's bloom. Looking great for Renegades here for a potential fourth. He's got the lineup. This was a night. Oh, and not even that. It's going to be Alexi that's caught in through the smoke.
Yeah, bombs in the open now.
Down to Malta and Sicko. They've got so much time to play with, trying to solve this puzzle together, work out this riddle. Whether or not that involves a plant in the next 20 seconds is entirely up to them. So on the site and bomb retrieved. OG cut noise, bomb goes down safe. Hard to play for the after plant, good from Graveyard, but you'd have to hit some good shots. Spotted, flustered, misses his shots. Malta peeking on the flash, they are on short. Sicko holds his nerve as well. Sicko's hit something, one more bullet will do, Malta provides it. Issa's gone too, Malta having a round here. One more required, tagged by Sicko, and Malta finishes off the dunk. A fantastic execution. Sicko and Malta turn it around.
Oh, wow, that one got very, very close. And you consider when the site gets lost in a lot of the games that we cast, we basically say, round over, the CTs are going to save. The fact that Alexi gets ins, the bomb gets dropped, it slows down, they find themselves in a number man advantage. Of course, they're going to give that one a crack. But Malta, especially the round, I think the opening was the most important. It got him the room and gave their teammates a chance to get onto the site. But closing it out, this is good because you can see he's doing a lot of the lurking. He's
kept him honest, dude. And I love the Mac 10s now. Look at them, two of them. Ins, Hats, both up banana early, wanting to try and twist the knife a little bit.
They can apply pressure towards this B site, but there are 4 CTs home. 3 tucked in on the bomb site, 1 over towards that CT spawn, and they're going to get aggressive, flashing through.
They don't get too much info for that, Chad.
Yeah, it almost feels a little bit in vain if Renegades don't fall back. They're going to continue to march forward, and it's forced out the rotation from OG. They're actually thinking better of this.
Is Issa going to tuck into the site?
Well, he just coughed a nade there on the coffins. Lucky he was further back. This last smoke he has as well, going back towards CT spawn. It feels like if they execute B now Renegades, they'll get in for free. Issa's smoke shouldn't be enough to deter.
But it might. He's throwing it now. Do they disrespect it? Or do they sit there and stare at it? Oh no, they're going back. Is that all it takes? One smoke.
The thing is, it's either just sit in banana 20 seconds behind it or drop back and see if there's a push elsewhere. I don't know if they want to go for this A commit, but Alexi's getting inquisitive here.
Timing. Sicko spotted.
35 seconds.
Oh, damn, they're going into the stack. Renegades have gobbled up the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. It is only Deagles, though. They have a significant advantage. An early frag from a CT can really destabilize. Get him wobbling. 20 seconds. This has to be perfect. And already losing Alistair. Losing another. Oh, dear. Renegades. Malta's paid a heavy blood price for the first sacrifice. And it looks like Alexi over the smoke will add a third to his list. Mantu double dink. No issue. Hats will go down as well. OG through calls and stacks alone recover themselves some rifles for free as well. It's 3-4.
Yeah, so right there, we didn't actually see the fight because it was happening on the other side of the map, but Inns maintained top banana control the entire time. He was tucked in towards that little cutout, and he walked onto the site. Nobody fought him until he was pushing CT to try and go over there to help his teammates at A. So a bit disjointed, and Renegades went the full commit. It looked like they're in a position, if they found contact, to fall back, but it wasn't the case. I think you're right there. As soon as Sicko goes down with the bomb, they're full commit. There's not enough time left on the clock to rotate back, and now they're just down to these pistols. So OG have put themselves in a power position to wrangle back control of this game. They do have a couple of SMGs in play, but with the pistols on the other side, I wouldn't say there's too many worries. we do... Okay, hold up a second. Sicko's just taken down Valda through the smoking banana here.
I mean, if they could have accelerated onto Alexi, which seems to be their plan, they've landed a bit of damage. The incendiary trying to disrespect it. Alexi, he falls. Something, maybe.
Race is on now.
It could be a plan if they do wait for the bloom. A nade dispels their doom. Okay, In's down to 32. Bomb in. And a 1 versus 3 for poor old Ins. He's evaded the nade. He's caught Issa. Maybe there's a universe where this one shapes up. He knows there was an AWP shot.
Needs to push construction here.
Yeah.
Go for a banana's a problem.
No armor, no health, and truly, really no hope. Mantu's playing it passive.
He thinks they're past.
And caught out. Nice work from Mantu on the retake, keeps it safe. They're not in a rush, they make that clear. And we will see the 10-second defuse as well for style points from Nico. 4-4, equalized.
That could have been a completely different round if the two guns they scavenged in banana weren't from the trash can, right? It was the MP9, it was the MAC-10. The kills were good, the pressure was great, but these weapons are just rubbish to deal with the retake like this. They did the best. The fact he gets a freebie through the smoke here makes it more doable than it should have been, but right here's the problem. You can see Inns, the fact that he's looking to the right-hand side of that doorway, he believes that players have already passed that threshold. We can see that they're taking it slow. No rush from OG, and now the scoreline 4-4. Guns are out, AWP out for Mantu and Sicko, respectively. So the big greens could go head-to-head.
Resilient, slow retakes where you convince yourself they have to be pushing now. Mantu's actually gone down. There we go. A first blood drawn for Renegades, and it's untraded. That's Hats. Takes the fight up mid and wins it.
Well, he's had some impressive moments over the last couple of days. Hats only 2 kills for him here so far, but that's a big kill on a gun round like this.
Nice Valda.
How does he not back down from that? He could have got pushed from the close wall, and he just gets to take that fight. So Valda, all in all, look at this aggression. Malta has to deal with 2.
Oh, he committed to the spray, and you can't fault him. Issa has the info as well. Gets it on the jump down. Peeks with his nade. He's punishing. Looking very good. Alistair finds a nice angle to convert, though. Just on the side of the hay bales. Opens things up for business. Advantage Renegades. OG locked out. Yeah, locked out's a bit of a stretch of the vocab. Alistair, not gonna swing on that smoke. It's what Alexi was hoping for.
Well, now you should be considering that save. The fact that they almost had a window, Alexi peppering through, seeing if he can find anything. Now that he's taken a bit of damage, it might be just hold on to those 2 M4s. Sure, they were lucky to get themselves an eco victory, but they can't run into this one. We're speaking at how difficult it is to retake on Inferno. Well, exactly that. Renegades, a great job there. So fights mid, fights banana. They pushed up short. They were able to isolate this. So they kept OG active all across the map. And they're lucky enough to just barrage their way up into A. So good stuff. And you can see, I think Malta has been the key so far in the map for Renegades to have 5 rounds. He's had a lot of impact.
Yeah, clutches, open entry frags. Winning that Apps duel does certainly contribute. This is Hats' opener. You can see Mantu wanting to take an aggressive line. Hats all too prepared, and this is an interesting... Okay, just finishing off the job. It was Issa's the last man standing on A. That was enough to topple the defense. See the save, so 2 preserved rifles. The rest will be reinvested. They managed to get away with spending a significantly...
Decent buy.
Decent buy. I think even, yeah, smattering of kits, 3 to be specific, and more the nades than you could do damage with. Up to a 3-man banana lean. A light grazing of utility damage. Up mid they go.
Yeah, so they're more than happy to allow OG to think they have banana control here. The nades back and forth, keeping them busy. 3 players still over towards that site. That just leaves this crossfire. Mantu over towards Trash, Nico in the pit, and a lot on the new boy Nico here. We saw what he could do on the heroic roster. Now over here with OG, has to deliver because they're gamble stacking B, and the flash is coming out. It's going to be an Apps pop.
Here we go, Nico. Lot to do. Flashed off. He finds Alistair. They hit pause. He swings out on the flash from Issa. Trades look good. Issa's got hard shots to with a FAMAS to hit. Hats establishing control, but Issa disrespects it. Tucks in on site. They know it. Sicko caught 1. This is the frag. This is the one. Issa, if you go down, that site is open for business. Inns has lost, or rather found Valda. It seems like Issa's continuing to be a thorn in their side.
Oh, it's
a flank from Apps. Just keeping him busy. Issa's desperately distracting, and this could be the finish. It's only Sicko.
Oh,
He can't quite pull the trigger. 5 delivered. Alexi, the in-game leader, leading by example. Late flank converts 5 to 5.
Yeah, there's just so much chaos going on, right? You could see how long they were able to stall out those fights. Even Nico and Pit, he gets the first, delays for a little bit longer. The push coming in, Mantu's there, Issa's there. They're doing their absolute best to try and slow this one down. And what that's actually done is bought a window of time for Alexi to come through with this flank. Renegades have just finally taken everybody out. They're thinking, oh, we've done it. We've stopped it. We can get that bomb down and set up for this 2v1. Well, Alexi's there. He's not going to let that happen. And back and forth we go.
I mean, Issa finding that pit, the frag on Pit. I did not expect it to happen. The incandescence holding them back. He tries. Valda's fallen. They can overwhelm. He's missed his shot. Malta, more impact from Malta. Alistair, a chance. Taken from him by Alexi. A flash for the repeat. Needs more, and he's found it. Sicko's pushing in. Inns is low. Alexi keeping them away. Sicko does contribute. Issa's the next step up to the plate and a double spray. This is chaos. 1v1. A one-on-one. Sicko with 2 so far. Can they convert this one? He doesn't seem ready for this.
There's no way he clears this.
Nico's tucked himself into a prime position. Any plant spot will be swung on if Sicko plans to tickle the keys.
Oh, he must have shown something there.
I think Nico's all too aware of what the lay of the land is. Stays in his off angle. Sicko's jiggles still reward nothing. Still reward nothing. And yeah, Nico, patience. It is rewarded. OG saved after a very valiant Tech9 effort.
Yeah, that was absolute chaos, right? You can see OG scrambling this time again just to stop them from getting that bomb down. And these are the openings here. Malta up banana, lots of nade damage. Volda caught in no man's land. It's this second one here onto Mantu, not allowing Mantu to get a single kill. The wide swing was good. And Alexi B bows them out again. Him delaying. You can see the flashes from his teammates coming in to try and keep him alive as well. A nice round from Renegades to keep the economy honest here. Volda back down to an MP9. The AKs are out on the other side. Only 1 kit in play, but Mantu will get his big green back. And let's see how Renegades want to go with the gun round. Not too much utility for the late round here. You can see operating a full kit Malta. Light amount on the likes of Inns, Sicko, and Hats. So what are they going to pull out this time? Looks like a 5-man banana contact play could be on the agenda. Molly towards the top. Oh, and it looks like he's missed that. That's gone above them. Oh, dearie me.
Flash will catch Alexi and Valda. This is good. Cross to pool, looking for Valda. Found him. 1 more to go. Alexi makes it very clear. A bit of a gap for them to work with. Sicko is going to get knocked off the plant. He's not going to go down, though, and that's what Alexi was striving for. Re-smokes for the retake. It looks like they want to contest this, at least jostle for it a little bit here. They've boosted up on Nubox. A flash in. He was hunting for Sicko on that angle. But he's been caught by Inns. Nico dunking Alistair. Perhaps that's enough for the CT to just try and keep them contained.
Oh,
Issa fragging above the smoke, and Issa's got another one. Some serious impact from Issa. One-on-one with the smoke. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Malta. Nico doesn't have a kit. There's 1 construction.
Has to pick it, has to spam, has to do something.
Oh, Malta times it to perfection just as he looks away. Close again. God, these ones are coming down to the finest of margins. 3.8 on the high end as well for them Renegades after a round win.
Doesn't it feel like most of Issa's frags have come with like a FAMAS? He always seems to have a FAMAS in his hands. The guy's just in the mix of it.
Double killing. I think we've seen like 3 Issa double kills, if not more, from that FAMAS retake position. It's like retaking with a FAMAS on Inferno. I'll take 0 frags for 500, Alex.
Yeah, see, there's some players who'd probably even prefer to go for something like a UMP, and Issa's getting it done. He's finding a lot of impact. Sure, they lose the round, but this game has been very back and forth. So if we just walk you through this round timeline, Renegades got off to a flyer of a start. They grabbed that pistol, they converted 2 off the back of it. Then OG, when they get the guns out, they get 2 of their own. But since then, it has been spotty for Renegades, right? They grab 1, OG wrestle 2 back. They grab 1, OG wrestle 2 back. Well, now Renegades have grabbed 1. If we stay true to form, these next 2 rounds could be going to OG. However, that money, yikes. You're not buying a lot with that.
Back in my day, 1400 used to be the queue for a double eco.
Well, these days, it's a queue for a force buy, and they've already had a bit of success with these pistols. We're going to see Julies from Volda. We've got Deagles on Issa and Nico. CZ75 for Alexi, and yeah, Mantu's opted into a Deagle as well. A little bit of residual cash for him. But there's no reason OG can't win this. They've already proven this game they can. We see Renegades look flustered mid to late, and there's just going to be smokes to corral them here. So as soon as these land on out, any tell that comes on through, thought the CTs might be dropping some of their util. However, it looks like they're going to hedge towards B again. Mantu in swing. He's just waiting for the call, waiting for info from his teammates.
Oh,
And he's just out of position.
Oh, wow. Mantu just arrived, as did Alistair. Finds his frag, finds his jacket, pops it on. Issues for NiKo now. Multiple pushes, great headshot. Stands, delivers. Pressure from short, needs another. Over, peaked, double swung. And now those armored pistols very disconnected from the fray.
Yeah, this is one of the scenarios where you want exits or to hold on to what you got, because that full investment right there, you netted nothing other than, well, that one kill, and you might lose it all. Look at Hats. 2 huge Galil kills there in alt mid, taken away those upgraded secondaries, and I think I'm starting to get impressed by Renegades in this game, Alex. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, you say that the scariest rounds in Counter-Strike, Chad, when there's Deagles and Kevlar and a little bit too much confidence. Really enjoyed seeing how many players just have got this kind of air of confidence around these sidearms now. I think back to, Yakinda.
Yeah.
Treating it like a straight up just an AWP. The power of these pistols. We saw Fame doing some ridiculous things as well for the Tier 2 tournament.
Alistair's have either really good impact, or you can see he has some situations where he looks a little bit out of it. He's obviously the newest addition to this Renegades roster, so probably the most to learn for him on how his teammates like to approach things. Things have changed. He used to play with a bunch of these guys. The Australian scene sifted through a whole lot of different configurations of players. This is the chance right now. OG going into round number 14 in the first half with very, very little. It's just this Deagle. And he might even get a timing here, Issa. We saw what Tessus did with a gap like this. No AK for Issa, though. He's heard that.
And Issa has the element of surprise. It converts. Malta's gone. And this silence is deafening. Nothing at A. What are you going to do?
Have to accelerate onto B.
Only USPs now. A boosted Valda, mollied on his face. He's done well to hit something, but Alexi's forced to swing out. He's gone. Doing their crossing their T's, dotting their I's.
Yeah, one of the things that could go wrong there is if they just rushed into that because Malta went down. They still used the utility. They did, I want to say, go a little bit swifter than what I think they probably had in the back of their mind, their Renegades, but they reacted off the information, and they reacted in a manner that wasn't clumsy, right? They weren't falling over themselves. They weren't getting caught with nades out. They threw their utility. They still executed onto the site. Issa will walk away with an AK. 17 kills for Issa. Good to see him having a big performance here. We know the woes that you can have, unfortunately for him. His ping is a little bit higher than everybody else's, and in the online environment, that can be the difference maker in some situations. When I used to play back in Oz, I had like 70, 80 ping, right? So you kind of felt like you had a little bit of extra armor. You could like swing corners and like they would miss a couple bullets, and then you get a second chance. But if I swung and we were taking a heads-up fight, it was never fair. Right?
Yeah, there does seem to be, there's like a science behind it, isn't there, in terms of like, you know, lag compensation, and I mean, you can change it to suit whichever situation you're playing at if you need an excuse. Oh, if our ping was just a little higher, dude.
Yeah.
Don't hear that one too often. Last round of the first half. We're getting this day started with a close one. Good to see. OG versus Heroic yesterday was a close 3-map affair.
Oh, OG again gambling over towards this B side, expecting one of those contact or early explosions on towards the second letter of the alphabet.
3-map affair, he says. What was I visualizing?
Oof. There was a 3-map affair with Big OG.
Big, that's the one. Oh, Issa. More impact from Issa. He's on for 20. Double kill on the mid advance. Renegade shattered. And bomb scooped up. Issa looking to do it with all the weapons in one round. Not quite.
Nice shot.
Malta trying to overcome the odds. NiKo Balk.
Oh, he just got under him there towards the cart. And they're so isolated.
Pre-aim this is, I mean, he'd have to be gambling that site's clear, which is such an uncomfortable gamble to make. Very interested to see how Malta checks this angle, or if he does. And there he goes. The trade is found. So Inns asked for a 1v2. Looks a bit nervy. And Valder and Alexi stand in 4 HP, separating in from the spray down. OG seal the deal thanks to Alexi. Couldn't be closer, my lord. OG 7, Renegades 8. The flamboyant friend.
Everyone needs one.
Got ourselves 3 sets of Kevlar for the T side. Let's see what Alexi's cooking up on this pistol. Good info from Hats. Takes a little bit of a gamble, jumping across, does manage to relay that to his squad. Malta's got a very deep incendiary to lock in Alexi, and that's something. No way for his teammate to swing out from T-ramp with a deep molly.
It's been a demon for Renegades so far. Let's see if they've made it work in their prac overnight.
Okay. Inns and Alistair have Banana, though, and the bomb's on Nico at T-ramp, so...
It's all right. You can give him side control. Set up a crossfire.
Yeah. Like, you've got B. You've got B, but what's Nico going to do? Here's the fight for Malta. Getting overrun, overwhelmed, but there goes the bomb. And now they have 4 members on it. OG, this is going to be a whole different game of Counter-Strike. This isn't even Counter-Strike anymore. It's Retake Banana Simulator.
With no nades.
As a T.
Good luck. Oh, and you've been smoked off.
Oh,
And there's another smoke on Inns as well. Inns has pushed
off
and
they pushed through it! That's so cheeky. There's another one.
No one's watching the behind.
And the flank from Issa has landed Goosh. There's more. They can't throw this one away. There should be no way in. Individual fights at the top of Banana. 4 CTs. Why does it feel this way? It shouldn't feel this way. Mantu, he's unable to provide through the smoke. Bombs still lose. 25 seconds. It looks like the Renegades have locked this one down. And I have to compliment that deep incendiary they threw. You really couldn't swing. Like, it was a one-match, basically completely isolated Alexi for that fight, and you had to stand and take it.
Yeah, well, I think that Renegades and their pistol rounds have been one of the most impressive things out of them, right? Is these early conversions. And
how often have we seen that?
That's right. They seem to either get off to good starts with the force buy or the pistol round wins. So with another one here, and some more impact from Inns, who's holding his own against Issa. 18 for Inns so far. We've got 19 for Issa. And I just saw 4 MP9s get bought.
Oh.
I know the bomb wasn't planted, so they're not so worried about AKs in this situation. Maybe their homework's been done and they've seen that OG impartial to a bit of a full economical, as we're going to have a bit of noughts and crosses, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the O has gone down here. Not too sure who the contenders are, but using a spray tag, he's kind of ruined the whole board.
That's against the rules, actually.
We need to get league ops on this one.
Yeah, what's the punishment for vandalism?
Are they... Okay, all right, there it is.
Okay.
Alexi throwing down the cross. Another naught. And looking to deny here. Oh, there's blood everywhere.
My God, I didn't realize it was a contact sport, noughts and crosses.
Another opportunity to convert. Will Alexi give it to him? I think he's done him. I think he's cooked him. He knows he's lost. Alexi, he's thrown his crosses off the table. Doesn't want to play this one. And he can't be denied until Alexi plays, so... Bad sportsmanship as Alexi's walking. Well, he's walked away from the board.
He's just straight up given up.
We've all seen that video of the guy at he's having dinner with his family and they get into an argument. He flips the whole dinner table over and all the food's on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I had a childish moment like that.
Oh, you did?
One of our first big family games of Monopoly. When I was like...
How old were you, though?
I couldn't tell you, mate, but I was like, you know, sentient enough to still remember it.
Okay.
And yeah, I think my dad bankrupted me with one fell swoop. I think I landed on Mayfair, and that's the big blue one, like fancy street. And I just was so mad. I just started crying, refused to give him my money, and flipped the whole board.
And that was the end of the game.
Yeah, we stopped playing after that. I don't know why.
Oh dear. Okay, well, this one looks like it's almost done and dusted. 15 seconds left. Inns up and behind. He's going to find himself his 20th kill. And 10 rounds on the board for Renegades. So the AK-47s will come out. Maybe a bonus from Renegades here with the MP9s. They can go a bit more aggressive. They could do some funky stacks, play a little bit closer, more disruptive. Maybe take a few more risks. What's life without a risk? Or two?
Well, I thought curiosity killed the cat.
But satisfaction brought it back.
Okay.
Apparently that's the full quote.
It makes a lot more sense, I see. So they go out and they climb, they jump on the silly walls, but they come home for the food. Is that what's happening?
I don't know if it's meant to be literal.
I mean, that's the only way I work. I'm a machine.
All right, well,
What is nuance? What is that?
that's a question we should be asking ourselves every day on the internet.
Yeah, god damn.
Banana Control has been fought for, and right now, Alexi, he's on the receiving end of a big chunk of damage, down to 28, and a minute 28 on the clock. As Renegades have really dissuaded them from Banana.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very telling round, Chad. You were already kind of ringing the alarm bells about the 4 MP9. Now, they have got those MP4s, but if we lose Alistair, if we lose Sicko to any of these info plays that they're starting to shape up with, it's going to get costly. Utility-wise, it's a bit bare bones for the OG boys, so they've positioned themselves into aggressive forward positions, but it's just apartments for Nico and Issa.
Look at the HP of Nico and Alexi right now. That's
There you go, that's info, safe and sound. Malta's got a lot of confidence to be jumping that as a solo B player. Gets his info, forces out some util. And In's top fragger so far for the Renegades is their response. He seems to be digging his heels in for this A.
they stacked 4A.
Mid. Yeah, they're in the right place. This kind of nullifies the MP9 disadvantage.
Oh, they're rotating B.
No, they're not.
Renegades,
Why?
They just...
Because they just cut noise?
Yeah.
Ah, it's so European. OG have run the clock down and now no stack, but hats. Only the one. Issa
in
knocks
the
his
right
player
place.
clean off. Yeah, I mean, this is a prime example of it. You know, it's 23. You get paranoid. Like, this happens. This is a perfect example of why you cut noise and why you don't commit.
Yeah.
You got one solo B player and you throw a little util banana and then 30 seconds passes. And at that point, Malta goes, could be B.
Yeah, and then 2 players rotate.
You go, yeah, it could be.
And let's all move.
Yeah, you know, it could. It's possible. You're right.
But at that point, it's like Schrodinger's round. You don't know if it's A or if it's B. You have no information. You don't have no info top mid. You have no info top banana. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Just hold your horses. Play a 2-3 defense. Trade out efficiently. Allow a potential retake to come on through. All in all, was a bonus. Not going to matter because there's not enough money in the bank balance for Renegades to buy.
Do you think Schrodinger had a closed casket funeral?
Yeah, I do.
Schrodinger's casket.
Yeah. He better have.
Oof! Ints on to Nico. It's the only investment they've made. In fact, tell a lie, $1,400 invested, pushed into the center of the table from the Renegades.
Well, they've been able to grab a nice opening, which is going to slow things down. And that forward position in Boiler and up towards Halls has a chance to spring a trap, but they need to just slow it down. There's a minute 20 left in the clock.
They are chomping. And with his knife out, just as Issa turns the corner, it's a souring frag for Alistair.
Add that one to the tally, Rushley.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
You've been meaning to buy him a pen. Don't forget that.
Been meaning to.
He needs pen and he needs paper.
Sir? What does he mean, sir?
Water and bread. No, thank you. Inns is going to cancel that. Gets away before the flash pops, and so they live on and hold on to Banana. Sicko solo A. This will be tested. Like, we know this. I can say this with conviction. It's OG. Throw util one way, head back the other. Malta, he's all too aware of their tricks and their funny business, but it's a 2-2 split, and with no money invested, there should be a 9th in the next 20 seconds.
He's going to clear this.
Yeah.
Malta clears it for him. Pops his head out.
Got ants in their pants.
Yeah, well, it's hot. It gets sweaty.
You got nasty ants in Australia. Like, ants are not a problem, you know, but...
We do.
What are they called? Fire ants? I've heard of them.
We do have these ones that bite and they do sting a lot. I remember down at the primary school, we had a couple of mounds of them. And
nasty ants?
Yeah. Not fun. But we also have normal ants.
Those guys are strong as hell.
Ants.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the scientific paper in front of me, but I mean, they can... I've seen them dragging like half of a bloody...
5 times their body weight or
something?
something?
Like half an Oreo across the ground with his tiny little arms.
Shows you how hungry
I can't even see their biceps.
Wonder how they go with the junk food. What you know what sugar does to our system. You wonder what it does to ants.
It's true. I wonder what... I did see an amazing study where they gave spiders various different illegal substances.
Oh yes, that was on the YouTubes.
You saw how that affected the patterns of their webbing.
Well, Alistair's rocking the AWP here, not Sicko this time around. He only has the MP9.
Might have been a spawn play.
Yeah,
Going
they
for that
might
peak.
change it over. But the thing is, Alistair used to AWP in the past, right? And we know that he doesn't secondary AWP on this map. It's ins over towards B. So it might be something that they've wanted to mix up, because neither of these players seems to love that arch side. It's always a funky place to hold.
It's a lot of nothing and then a lot of smokes and bullets. So, speaking of a lot of nothing and then a lot of smokes and bullets, here's an execute. OG up mid. Smokes will land, they start to bloom. Alistair anti-flash, ready to hope and pray. He can pull the trigger on the first and get away. It's Dreamy. He gets everything he demanded, but they are wrapping long and not the B-wrap. It looks like bombs going banana.
Oh,
In's not with his knife out. I will not see it again. He's cancelled it. He's all too aware it's a possibility now. 55 seconds and they've got a 2-2 split. This banana split is perfect. Just the right amount of hundreds and thousands. Ooh, Ints gets the frag and gets away. This gets awkward now for OG. Mantu's gobbled a flash and frowns. Ints dropping as much util as he can before he goes down. Ints actually once again getting info and getting away. 38 seconds. The pinch is coming in. The CTs are advancing up banana. There's a timer on this. And Malta just surviving, playing this to perfection. It looks very good for the Renegades, but he's forced out. Sicko trades. 2 on the site. Is he holding it? He actually is. Hat's not willing to take that gamble. 3 players arriving from banana. Great pre-fire.
They don't know that he's back a site. This is a real problem.
Holding his nerve as they push in.
Alder can win this.
They don't have a kit either. I think if he waits for the sound cue, if he doesn't get hard cleared, they're coming up now. Oh, on and a second. Valda's on for the clutch. No kit on Alistair. No health. And I hate to say it, but no bloody hope. Valda's in the server tonight. 3 huge frags to close the gap.
Yeah, 10-10 now, and you could just see how that one was going to fall apart. Renegades didn't rotate through CT spawn because, well, they didn't want to go past the Ts that had already taken that space. So they all came through banana. They didn't have any utility to work with. They didn't really know where the bomb was planted until they found their way into the site. You could see they're janky on the clears. They're trying to cover everything. And, oh, it's just Alistair, the man who found the opening, to get closed on out on, and Valda with some impact right there. Money broken again, just down to these pistols, the USPs. A deagle in play, a couple of nades, but not a lot is up banana. Voldo wants to continue what he just started. Nade damage done, Malta down to 23, and pressure all across the map here from OG. It looks like they're going for the holes, pop LXB flashes, and out they go.
Quick, very quick. And the pit player, Hats, does enough to defend Sicko temporarily. This is, however, made short work of him, and there's the rest. Alistair from behind, not going to make those bullets count. And so into the A site successfully. OG planting a flag on this one. And seizing the lead. 3 for Valda, 5 in total across these last 2 rounds. And speaking of consecutive rounds, that is 4 now in a row. OG taking control for the first time.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Renegades play against Extremum. Right, that's the other Aussie boys. Yeah. That's Azaliaz, Gratisfaction, the New Zealander. We've got Jacob back in the mix, and Benta filled the shoes of JKS. But the reason I say that is because Extremum right now are getting rinsed in online tournaments. Like they're struggling against like opponents who you would say they should be beating. They just lost to Saw yesterday, I believe it was. And I would like to see how far off the mark Renegades are from Extremum, if that is even the case. But that's a nice leg shot. Now Sicko's back onto the AWP.
Yeah, pure unconfirmed damage though. They have no idea Mantu's operating with a limp.
Using the AWP as a crutch right now.
Very expensive crutch. That's what they put on the healthcare bill.
Yeah, no.
4750. Walking stick.
All right, well, look at this. Mid to B. The arch side being punished again. There's a weakness.
Oh, Sicko's got a chance. Doesn't quite land it.
Coming through.
Yep, perfect punish, but he's actually in his team's flash. And okay, adjust the spray. OG looking good.
Everyone's dead.
Alistair didn't get checked.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he has no idea. Mantu's going to operate under the assumption that it's clear and this is going to start planting. If he denies it.
Bomb has been planted.
Hi, nice to meet you.
There's a smoke.
My name's Alistair and I'm smoking it and tickling it. They're going to assume he's holding it. They're going to be exposed. A chance for Alistair and he's not going to get it. What was that from Valda? Finding their head. It seemed to be all aligning perfectly.
Oh, dearie.
For the 1v3, I thought Alistair had pulled some magic out there, just slipping the net of Mantu's hold in mid.
Well, this is the pick of Renegades, and on the back foot again.
Dude, let me see Issa's reaction. Like, he's just,
Hi. Why?
Oh, okay.
The problem with this is, right, it is an awkward plant position that Issa's just put down. So if he did try and stick it, maybe there's a chance. But you can see the AWP, the pistols, all the bullets going through. It's one of those situations where it's hard to make that right call.
Yeah, of course. And in hindsight, 2020.
Scout for ins here, a couple of upgraded pistols. You notice how we don't say that with a lot of teams, right? It's like, oh, yep, they're saving. But this here is how Counter-Strike used to be. This is how it used to be. The CTs, they wouldn't save, they'd go for retakes, they'd lose everything, they'd have to eco. Then they'd buy again, they'd lose everything, they'd have to eco. So we're not seeing a lot of saves out of Renegades, either because it's not being allowed, or either that's not a huge part of their gameplay just yet. But Inns has taken Volda down and equalized at 4-4.
I mean, that makes this into a round again. It was not going to feel that way otherwise.
Yeah, it never feels to me like Renegades have too many players in the right place, though, right? It always they're caught in a rotation, or OG are making the perfect call for the setup they're currently rocking. Going back towards B right now, you know that there's a scout there. That's easy to deal with. You get a coffin smoke, you get a CT smoke. If you want, you could limp in the front side smoke instead, and really try and find out where he's holding, force him into angles that you can deal with. But NiKo almost caught with his pants down.
Just as you were talking about it as well.
Yeah, just recovers that scenario. So top banana control. Alistair needs to continue to force the issue here because they're working with no information. And they're going back towards A.
He's looking at App still. Perfect. Alistair's going to make things so awkward for them. They're crossing up mid. He gets the AK out.
Let him go.
Just survive. 3, flooding into Hatz's position. He's only got the Desert Eagle. And he does hit the great shot onto Alexi. Flying high, plucks him from the air. Advantage for the CTs, but for how long? That bomb needs to go down. Issa responsible for it. Mantu.
Oh, Alistair's passed.
Can't contest, but Issa, if he does go wide, it's a free frag for Alistair. Hard clutch now for Mantu on pit. Smoked off. No hope. Has to pull out the deagle and hit the shots. He's taken down Inns. Quick trade. 3 in that round from Alistair.
Need to get him some Windex, though, for that webcam. It's starting to make my eyes bleed.
Put some Vaseline on it so he looks good. KY Yelly.
Well, Alistair with some good timings there. Able to take down NiKo, then be able to get that position up towards the cart. They were the 2 kills that mattered the most. As the pendulum swings back. 12-11, guns are out. Finally, another good-looking buy for Renegades. But when it feels like OG goes somewhere as a group, they just seem to win on all fronts. 27 kills for Issa now. Honing in on that 30.
Crawling up banana. Ooh, great nade. It's Valda. Ears ringing. 5 HP for him for the rest of this one. 27 for Issa, by the way. Closing on his 30, and as Chad highlighted at the very start of his spree, something that's been sorely missed is Issa's fragging capability. Of course, the environment unideal, unoptimal for him to perform at his best, but he's making it work. The 70 ping hero, or whatever it may be. Valda's got the smoke for CT. This is a very strong arm. He's been doing his calisthenics. But let's pay attention to the order of this util. So they want to start by pressuring middle.
CT's just been smoked now over towards B. That keeps 2 players planted.
And then, not only forcing util and planting their feet, you can walk into A. Flashes on Arch, but they want to swing. Smoke short. Oh, it's a nice aggressive smoke. Enables them to have a lot of room to maneuver. Surely Alistair and Hatz are going to have to pay attention to this. They do now as the bullets start getting landed. Alexi's caught some back, though. Oh, this can go either way. It's all about the individual aim. Hatz under scrutiny, drops his smoke to play around Sicko. Sicko's taking risks, and they're not quite going to be rewarded. Misses his shot. Hatz does not make that mistake. Wasn't ready for the drop. Issa finding more impact. Double kill for Issa is enough to seal the deal alongside Mantu. Inns with 3 to find. It does seem stacked up against him. The mollies spread more and more, indicating this is a 13 for OG. Great utility usage, you can see that, but Chad is begging him.
Why? Why? Tell me why. Write me an essay and tell me why. If you save that one gun, look at Sicko and Alistair's money, right? They could have bought. If Inns survived, kept that, he could have dropped one. They could have, if the two B players, instead of going for an unwinnable retake, had just saved their guns, they would have had another gun round now. Now they're going to have a round where they force on in, right? They have one MP9, they're dropping things across. Everybody could have had a rifle.
And why do you think that kind of that mindset slips out?
I think because they see the scoreline at 13-11 or 12-11 and think it's close and think they need to force the issue, right? If you need to go all in that situation, you're basically ruining your chances late game.
Chad confirmed new Renegades coach. Alistair's got himself a double triple. Hello. Sounds like a bloody burger order. I'll take the double triple. Alistair. Let's see if they can finish off this snack. It's gorgeous. 3 frags in mid. A lot of the heavy hitters gone. He's got the dog tags of Issa in his pocket, which has been the source of many of the frags here. And with only 2 left, Mantu and Nico,